Okay, Kevin, so what are we doing today?
We're down here at the Trinity River.
We're down by the Trinity River.
And we're gonna go travel up Preston Road and gonna explore and learn about Preston and the history and everything that it's led to from the 1800s till now.
I think perhaps Preston is the most important road in the history of Texas.
Of Texas?
Of Texas.
Or just maybe Dallas?
Maybe. You could argue just Dallas, which is over there. But some could argue that it's the most important road in the history of Texas, okay? Because that's where the cattlemen came from. And Texas is known for its cattlemen, also called cowboys. After 1845, when Texas became a state, traffic along Preston Road significantly increased. An estimated 200,000 cattle traveled this route prior to the Civil War. During its heyday, cattlemen seldom called it Preston Road. It was always the Trail, the Kansas Trail, or the Sedalia Trail. Finally, this most easterly of all the great cattle trails became known as the Shawnee Trail. How it got its name remains a mystery, but the name stuck. Okay, Trinity River. Here. So this is, probably one of the most important rivers in Texas history. It flows through Dallas and Fort Worth. So Dallas, Fort Worth, and then it goes down into like kind of southern-y Texas. That we're here on the Trinity River, and that this is the end of the historic Preston Trail, and that we're gonna go now to the other part of Preston and get on the actual road that has become Preston Road, but was once the Preston Trail. We're gonna follow that all the way up to the Red River. Is that what you want me to say?
Exactly.
All right. Well,
That's great.
Go fucking do it then. So this is like the official start of Preston here. So this straight here, this right in front of us is Preston. I believe that to be the case.
That is correct.
But this is like the real road. Like this is what we know as Preston, like the start. And this goes all the way up to the Red River. It's like 71.2 miles, I want to say. We're going to see some history and some new stuff maybe, and these nice neighborhoods here. This is like one of the wealthiest areas in all of the Dallas.
What, Highland Park?
Yeah, this is Highland Park, and then right after Highland Park is University Park. Okay, so here we are in Highland Park now, which is like one of the wealthiest neighborhoods in Dallas. Do you know the history of Highland Park?
Didn't the guy who made Beverly Hills
design the streets? Yeah, design
okay.
the streets of Highland Park. But the actual park used to be, they used to come up here and camp and look out at Dallas. Like it was like a picnic spot. All the wealthy people used to come up here. Then they just started building these obnoxious large homes.
Multi-million-dollar houses.
Yeah, I mean like.
And then people will come in, buy them out, and then knock them down and build even bigger houses on them.
I know. So yeah, but you can see right up here, that's going to be Preston. So this is right off of Preston Road. So this is Preston here, right off. You can see like they're building these large structures here. It's really nice. All right, let's get back in the car. Let's go back. I do remember reading that the average housely income in this area is something like $190,000 a year or something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's one of the highest.
Versailles,
one of the highest in the country.
3.6, 5.9, 2 million, 9 million, 3.3, 4. Like, so Noah and I were talking about, where are we turning off?
We're turning into Highland Village. Oh. I just wanted to explore this kind of like little...
Highland Park Village.
Yeah, Highland Park Village. This is like one of the wealthiest shopping centers in Dallas.
Really?
If not the, yeah. The thing is here, we're amongst the rich, right? This is very much not my zone. Like, I don't feel comfortable in such a wealthy area.
Me neither.
I like the country. Like, I like being out in the country and experiencing, like, you know, more blue collar shit. This is very like
white collar.
Yeah, I feel so like out of place here. I mean, it's a beautiful area. Like, don't get me wrong. What do you think?
It's bougie, but
It's bougie, but I think we should get back on the Preston.
yeah.
Because I'm done being in this particular spot.
Too bougie for our taste.
Village Theater. I do like this theater. I love old theaters. You can see like the lights, like the underlights. So we're back on Preston now. This is Preston again. We're gonna keep on heading down the road. I mean, we're still in Dallas technically, so we got a long way to go to do this thing.
We're gonna go explore Plano,
Yeah,
and then
go
a
to
little bit of
Plano,
Frisco, and
Frisco.
Prosper, into Salina,
and then to
Gunter,
and
and then
then past Pottsboro. I don't know if we're gonna stop in Pottsboro, and then we're gonna go up to Preston Bend, which is the last stop on the river. Very historical stop on the river. And yeah, really where it all began. So we're working backwards here a little bit. It's trailception because look, there's a trail, there's this trail inside of the trail we're already on. But look, it's about, because I saw a sign over there for Preston. Oh, I like how they did this actually. The cow camp. Each night the trail crew would seek a camp near water for the cattle. The cook often pointed the tongue of the wagon toward the North Star to guide the crew the next day. Once the cattle were bedded down in an open area, the men took turns as night herders, watching the cattle through the night. In the mid-1800s, most men on the trail had only a blanket and a wallet, or folded piece of cloth containing some dried food, tied behind the saddle. In later years, they used a bedroll of blankets rolled in a piece of canvas waterproofed with linseed oil. The canvas was twice as long as it was wide and folded over lengthwise at the feet. This doubled as a pack, where a man kept extra clothing, equipment, and a few personal items. Other names for the bedroll were dream sack, hot roll, or sogan. Each morning, the bedrolls were loaded into the bed of a wagon. If Preston Road, that's not including going down to the Trinity River, right?
yeah,
But if Preston Road is 71 miles, it would take them roughly 7 days to do what we're doing in a few hours.
that's insane.
That is wild. What just like tedious work that is.
How like dedicated they were.
Yeah. Now let's head out a little into the country and see what kind of grass and trails and things they're talking about. Let's go check that out, because right now we're in the city and we can't see any grass or herding zones or large swaths of land where you could take a cattle. If you were to take a cowboy, right, back from those days, and bring them here to show them, like, you have them do the trail, the Shawnee Trail, right, and then when they're done, you take them to this day and age, and you go, and now this is what's here after you've done it. We can do the whole thing in like an hour and a half, right? And look at all these, like, all this building and stuff. And this is what a car is. And this is what
He would explode.
He would fucking freak out, dude. He would have the biggest mental breakdown. Dude, this is what I'm talking about. Remember when we were in Highland Village? And there was like all those rich people and ascots and stuff. And like, I'm just saying, it's a different kind of vibe here, and I like it more. Let's go check out some of this. Look, you got pictures of old Salina over here. This is our main drag here. It's looking like.
Salina used to be a thriving metropolis.
I wonder what was going on in this picture. Obviously, they're having an event. This is not like an everyday. People aren't crowding it like that every day, I don't imagine. How old do you think these buildings are? That's what it looks like. They're very like Western facade buildings, Okay, so from what I've gleaned, this is what I believe, okay? And correct me if you think this is wrong.
You're wrong.
I think this square used to be bigger.
Think so?
Yeah, because this is a newer building, right?
Uh-huh.
That's an old building. Okay.
You don't think that this area was here?
I don't think this was here. I think they built this in the middle. And that used to be the edge of the square. I think that was probably here. I think the square probably started on that side, right? Extended on this side. This is original, right? That's original. This is not original. That's original over there. The square was longer this way. You understand what I'm saying? I believe that to be the case, because that's 1926 over there. So if you can see a cornerstone for the city hall, but I don't think the city hall was originally here. That's my opinion on it. But I could be completely wrong about that. I mean, who the fuck knows? I didn't live in Salina in 1926. You know? I was off doing other things. Look at this place. Do a little urban exploring here. This is like what? An old gas station.
It's an old gas
Oh yeah. Look, the pumps aren't there anymore. You can see where the pumps used to be. Oh man, I bet this place looks so cool back in the day. I mean, it looks cool now. I'm not trying to knock it. That's a really good central spot for a gas station, like right there in the middle of town.
Back in the early 1900s, yeah.
I bet we used to get a bunch of business over on
And then
that.
Salina probably fell through.
Yeah, well, you imagine like back in those days, everyone like, you know, there's only so much.
Back in the heyday.
I actually like Salina. Like I like this little town square and the little like older buildings and stuff. I really like that gas station. That gas station's my favorite thing here.
Even though there's not much of a gas station.
Even though there's nothing left, you can tell, like, you can imagine what it was like back in when it was...
Back in the 30s and 40s?
Yeah, when it was in its, like, heyday, you know?
Mm-hmm. I wonder what happened to Salina, because, like, that picture right there shows it really being a thriving metropolis.
I don't know. Well, I don't know. You know, sometimes they boom, they unboom,
Yeah.
you know?
This one unboomed.
Boom and a crash kind of thing.
The Great Depression killed it.
Honestly, probably, right?
Probably. I don't know.
I mean, because that... No, but that picture is definitely taken after the Great Depression. Or right before, maybe. Those cars look like they're from the 50s. Right?
I don't know. I've never really been good at identifying cars.
I don't know either. Alright. Ready to get back on Preston?
Yes, let's get back to Preston. By 1937, Salina had a variety of businesses, professional services, including a dry goods store, 7 gas stations, 3 cotton gins, 2 drugstores, 2 grain elevators, 2 ice houses, flour mill, laundry, lumber yard, shoe and harness shop, jewelry store, blacksmith, movie theater. They had everything. It was a metropolis. But and then it says during the World War II, the diversification of commerce in the downtown square continued as it served as a collection point for scrap iron.
But why did it fall?
So it was the Great Depression that hurt Salina. Like many rural towns, Salina shrank during the Great Depression from about a little over 1,100 people to just under 1,000 people from 1920 to 1940. But following World War II, however, the town grew steadily in 1950, where there was about 1,000 people. Then by the 80s, the number had increased to about 1,500, and by the 90s, it was 1,700.
Huh.
And by the early 2000s, it was about 1,800.
And then like exponential growth in 2010.
Yeah.
Here we are in Gunter, Texas, that's our Preston Road right there. Yeah, I'm gonna go check it out a little bit. Kevin's getting the drone set up and everything, but I'm just gonna walk over here. This is kind of the main drag of Gunter. This is the main drag of Gunter here. I mean, Preston Road literally runs like right through it. So, unlike Salina, we had to turn off Preston on Salina, but it runs right through Gunter. Gunter's a smaller town. We're like way up past DFW now. Way up. I mean, the whole road's 71 miles, so not like too far out.
We're definitely in the country now.
There you go. The city has faded away to nothing. Here we are in the depths of the country, reflecting upon the road. All it is us and the highway.
Now that we're in, Grayson County,
Yeah.
the road is so much more smooth.
Yeah, it is a lot smoother up here.
Grayson County knows how to take care of their roads. And then Collin County knows how to take care of the roads a lot better than Dallas County.
It just descends the closer you get to Dallas.
Yeah.
The road quality.
A+ roads up here.
Yeah, no, these are good. This is nice and smooth. There's no slacking on this. We're following this until it's complete. Okay. Let's see here. Oaks Boulevard. We have to be getting close to the end here, because all this looks like, when it was the end. Like it should be the end.
This is the end of the world as we
It gets
know
very
it.
wooded here. Look how wooded it gets.
Very woodsy. Completely different from this morning or earlier.
When we were in the city?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's lighthouses in Yeah, this is different. Okay, so now we're technically on Preston Bend Road. We're not on Preston Road. We're on Preston Bend Road, technically. But also at the same time, it's Preston Road. And we're getting very, very close to the lake. So this is like the end of the Preston Trail, right? Where they would cross the cattle over the river.
So that's the end of the road.
Dead end, private road, no soliciting, no trespassing. Okay, so we're technically here at the end. So that's it. That's the end of the road. There we are. We made it. We did the whole thing. We started at the Trinity River, right? And that's Lake Texoma. That's the Red River, technically. So they used to cross over there, and they'd come up, and they'd go. They'd go all the way down to Dallas.
They'd come up, like,
There was a crossing somewhere around here. You know, it's built. The road's built around the original trail, but it's not on it 100%. Most of the town that used to be here and the crossing and the military fort they all sank into the lake, or like the water rose up to them. Yeah, so they're not here anymore. There's nothing to actually look at. At least that's the impression that I'm under. That's the end there. Well, that's it, Kevin. We did the whole fucking thing.
yeah, we did. We drove from Dallas, Texas to Preston, I guess, Texas.
Yeah, Preston Bend.
Preston Bend, Texas.
71 miles. What was your favorite part?
It's hard to say because I've driven up and down Preston so many times. Like, I know it. I think Highland Park.
Highland Park was your favorite part?
I think.
I don't know, man. I like Salina, and I like this location here.
I have never been here before.
Listen for a second. Only the sounds of nature can be heard.